build some heavy training focusing on the 5K distance as I build towards some key races in August. I started this session with a 5:02 2K, and that was just the start.
He's working very hard in this heat.
I'm currently in Leuven, which is in Belgium, with Mia and Sammy. It's that time of year when my intra-session volume is starting to get very high on the track. This is my first overseas trip, and it's time to run well. I still have a life outside of running though, so make sure you stick around to the end to see what I get up to in my spare time. Or maybe don't stick around if you don't want to see it. So far I've done 2 races. I ran a 1500 in 3:37, which was a second off a PB, and I ran a 13:17 5K, which was a couple of seconds off a PB. And I'm looking to do a few more races in the 5 and 3K distance. So as I said, I've been working really hard on focusing on the physiology in the training sessions that gear me towards the 5K. Now, the volume within each session that I'm doing is gradually growing. And I think one of the most important things when it comes to training is that we extend our ability to tolerate the physiological demands of what we're asking of our body. So doing a 2K rep to start the session was going to be very challenging for me, but also a bit of variation in the training that helps me adapt to the work that I'm doing. On top of that, it's important that within any session that I do, I make sure that the volume of the session is high enough to elicit the adaptations that I want to gain from the session. So there's no point doing a 2K in 5:02 at the start of the session if I'm unable to continue the rest of the reps at the pace that I wanted to do. Now, what was extra challenging about this session was the middle of the day. It was about 25 degrees, which isn't scorching hot, but when you're running very fast, it certainly does make an impact. So the rest of the session consisted of 6 500s and 5 400s, both interspersed with 2K's worth of threshold-like paces in between them. So all up, I did a volume of about 11K within the session, which is quite high. Now, I wouldn't usually do this amount of volume within a session, but because it's the time of year where I really want to maximise my gains towards the 5K, we've got nothing more to lose but to have a crack, and that's exactly what we're doing. I paced the 2K well at the start, which allowed me to finish the session off really well. So the 500s and the 400s that I ended up doing the rest of the session, I actually ran at a faster pace than what I did for the 2K at the start, and that was really important for me. And if I was unable to do that, I would have cut the session short. So all up, I've got a massive volume of work, but this isn't something that I would do all year round. It's certainly something that I only do towards the goal races. And I think all the other training that I've done leading up to this point puts me in a really good position to be able to handle a session like that and rebound moving. Right, so we're going to introduce a new segment. We had people send in questions to my Instagram, and I'm going to answer as many of those questions as we can. For future videos, make sure to follow my Instagram at the handle SethO'Donnell31. Keep an eye out for the stories, and we'll be asking questions that you want me to answer.
What is your stretching routine? Post-session for recovery injury prevention.
Righto, Scotty, you're going to absolutely love this.
How to recover after a run like that?
That's a great question, and I think it focuses on the intensity of the training in between the runs. We want to make sure that if we're doing a high volume session at high intensity, that we moderate the volume in and around that run so that you can pull up well from it. Don't necessarily need to have a rest day. I actually think that easy training actually helps to improve your recovery a little bit, and some of the markers of my recovery have improved as a result of doing easy runs rather than have a complete day off. So I think it's just easy training and making sure that you get plenty of food and sleep in after the session.
How to taper before a race?
I think the main thing is when you taper before a race, you want to keep your structure of your training fairly similar to what you usually would. You just reduce the volume of your work that you do. If you go too far away from the training that your body is used to and that your body loves, then you may not be necessarily setting yourself up for success. So I think for me personally, what works best for me is I keep the structure of my training almost identical, but just reduce the volume of work that I do within that.
How important is sleep? How lactic works when running?
Lactate's actually a fuel source. A lot of people think that lactate is actually what builds up in your muscles and causes fatigue, but lactate has a build-up of hydrogen ions alongside it. The hydrogen ions is what leads to muscle acidity, which then is what causes the reduction in muscle contractility. So as running intensity increases, lactate also increases, but then it gets to a point where it starts to increase quite rapidly. And that's when we start to feel muscle fatigue. So it's important to train a spectrum of different intensities so we improve your ability to tolerate lactate and also use it as a fuel source.
There's a question saying more Sammy.
Joe Klecker! Joe Klecker's a legend. Come here, Sammy.
Oh my god, you're putting me on the spot. I'm here.
Okay, Joe, and for anyone else out there, that's exactly the reason why we don't want to see more Sammy.
I'm out. Oh, mighty God of champions, can you bless my Sydney Marathon goes well?
I, Seth O'Donnell, bless you with the absolute best Sydney Marathon in the history of marathons. Is that good?
If anyone else would like some blessings, just hit Seth O'Donnell up. Make sure to share and follow, and then he will bless you.
Yeah.
Supplement.
Go to my Instagram. There is a video I did on the supplements that I take.
What's your recovery routine?
My recovery routine is making sure this stuff is so basic, but it's really, there's nothing much more to it for the most part. I eat carbs, eat protein, eat all the main things, eat ice cream, I sleep a lot, and I make sure that I drink enough fluids. Like, that's the main thing.
Euro season plan.
My plan is to do a few more 3Ks and 5Ks, and depending on how well I go, will depend on what other races I do. So there's nothing set in stone.
400 meter PB.
My 400 meter PB, I don't know if this counts, but it was a all-out 400 at the end of a training session, and I ran a 51. So,
how do you stay so chill?
well,
You're not helping. If you more than one veggie, so my son will try more.
absolutely. In the next video, I'll make sure, because I do eat more than that. It was just specific to that context, so I do eat more veggies than that. Definitely eat your veggies.
What to do if you start feeling pains in any part of the body during a hard training block?
I think you should just give up. I've got some really good stories about some aches and pains. Hopefully I'll be able to share that with you at some point. But the main thing is you've got to respect what it is, but you've got to fully understand what it is so that you don't always stop when you're in pain, but at the same time, you know, you're not pushing through things that you don't need to push through or things that could make it a lot worse. So you really do need to have good physio. If you're looking for a good physio, I may know one.
Last but not least,
Yes?
real party time content.
What does that mean?
This person wants to see you partying.
No one wants to see me partying. I don't party.
Let's go! Let's go!
this YouTube video. It doesn't work without you, and my ultimate goal is to provide you with the absolute most I can and help you in any way that I can. So hopefully I've done that. If you've got any other suggestions or if you've got any questions, make sure to reach out to me. Follow me on Instagram, there'll be more on there. You'll be able to easily interact with me there. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Go Hawks, and stay tuned for my next race, a 3K in Solentuna on the 10th of August 2025. Go Hawthorn Footy Club. We're going to beat Collingwood this week. Not only that, the flag is ours for the taking. Go Hawks! Right, are we done? I need to pick up my package. I'm just going to go downstairs and wait.
Delivery that he couldn't wait, so he's just waiting outside the van, and the delivery driver's like, what the hell does this guy want? Look at him, bare, no shoes, just staring. He got his delivery, yay. He bowed at him.
I didn't think I'd get it.
What'd you order?
I ordered all my supplements. And then I realised we're leaving in 2 days. And I thought, fuck, I'm not going to get it. And then it was supposed to come yesterday. It didn't come, and now it's here.